I'm gonna say you're perfect. We all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got.
Hi, welcome to Ask a Married Couple. I'm Brent.
I'm Natasha.
We're married. Does that make us even almost qualified to answer your questions about marriage, dating, relationships in general? No, it don't. It don't. But are we right?
Yes, we are.
Damn straight. This letter is so dumb that I had to read it. Let's kick it off. From r/am I overreacting? Username, tell suspicious 8608, am I overreacting? My boyfriend ate my cheesecake because he didn't want it in the fridge. I, 20 female, had a slice of my favorite cheesecake in the fridge at my place that I'd been saving for a little treat after a tough week. My boyfriend, 20 male, hates cheesecake with a passion. He's always going on about how disgusting it is, how it shouldn't even be called dessert, how he can't stand to see or smell it. Well, today I went to grab my cheesecake and it was gone. When I asked him if he ate it, he admitted he did. When I asked why, considering he despises it, he said he was sick of having to look at it every time he opened the fridge. Apparently, it grossed him out so much that he just couldn't stand it being there anymore. I was so shocked I told him that it was my fridge, and when I asked why he didn't just leave it alone since he knows it was mine and that I'd been saving it, he said, "If you didn't want me to eat it, you shouldn't have left it in the fridge where I could see it." He said throwing it out would have been wasting food, and eating it was the easiest way to deal with it. I told him I was upset because it's not about the cheesecake itself. It's about the total disregard for me. He knows how much I love cheesecake. He forced himself to eat something he hates just to get rid of it. He rolled his eyes and said I was being dramatic over the dessert and that I need to get over it. I feel like this is such a weird hill for him to die on, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Am I making a big deal out of nothing? Would love to know what others think.
He's insane.
He's batshit.
He's absolutely insane. This is a dumpable offense.
Oh, 100%. It's not that he ate her food. It's that he is a goddamn lunatic.
Right. He's so angry about this dessert in her fridge that just disgusts him. So he's going to punish her by eating it to get it out of this fridge and then blame her. Well, you know how much I hated it. Therefore, you shouldn't have had it in the fridge.
And the funny thing is that whole, well, just throwing it away, which is what a normal person would do if they just hated something so much they couldn't be in their sight. Is he Hill people from the Great Depression where, oh, I can't waste food. I must devour this thing that I despise so much. I want to go on a little divergence here for a second, a little digression, excuse me. People who make it part of their personality to just despise certain foods, right. Pineapple and ham on pizza, whatever you have, or loving a certain food, bacon, blah, blah, blah. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't like cheesecake. Who gives a shit?
She wasn't forcing you to eat it.
Let the girl have her damn cheesecake. He's built this thing up in his head. As always, we assume there are deeper issues. Where do you want to go with that?
Definitely control issues here. Because I could understand if this was an issue of willpower. Let's say he loved desserts, he was trying to stay away from sugar, and it was just the temptation aspect of it. I've been in that situation. I wasn't in a relationship, but a friend of mine left her dessert in my fridge, and she'd stayed at my house for a couple days, and she went back to her house, and that half-baked Ben & Jerry's ice cream, I could not resist the siren song that was calling to me. So I ended up, I ate the dessert because it was just too much of a temptation. Mm-hmm. I went out and I replaced it so my friend would have it when she came back to my house. And then I ate that one before she came back to my house. And she thought the whole thing was hilarious. And I, of course, replaced it another time. So I understand the willpower aspect of it. That you just can't stay away from it. But this is, I hate it, and I'm angry that it's in someone else's fridge.
So I'm going to put it in my mouth. This thing that I've made an entire fucking point of my personality to despise, I'm going to put it in my mouth and shit it out.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought that if he just threw it away, that would be so obviously hostile. Like there's some sort of, there's some mind games going on here.
It's so much weirder. Yeah, you're right. he wants so much control over this poor girl
Yeah.
that not only does he have to control what's in her fridge, he has to take these weird ass supervillain lengths to make sure she knows that he's the one doing this.
Yeah.
That's disgusting and that's weird. And he's got to go.
Absolutely. I don't even think this dude likes her. This is not the behavior of a man who likes his girlfriend. This is so odd. He's odd. And they're in their 20s. She's 20. He's 20. They're very young. Get rid of this dude.
Yeah,
this is not your forever person.
Sometimes it's perfectly okay to reserve the right to dump a weird motherfucker just for being a weird motherfucker.
Yep.
Take a hike.
There doesn't need to be more than this to get rid of this guy.
Go.
This is enough. This is more than enough.
That was wild. Next letter.
All right. This is from r/relationships. I, female 27, finally told my boyfriend, male 34, that I have decided to be child-free. This was his reaction. I finally told my boyfriend of 1 year that I've made the decision to be child-free. I wanted us to have that tough conversation as a couple because he always says that the ideal version of his future has a family with kids. He wants 2 kids. I explained to him all the reasons why I don't think having a kid makes any logical sense in my life and how it would make me a miserable person and take me away from all the things I want to do with my life. I asked him how he would feel spending the rest of his life with someone knowing they will not be able to give him something he has dreamt of, and if he would be resentful of me in the future for taking away the dream of being a father. Here are the few things he said to me during that conversation, summarizing it below. 1. He kind of dismissed me, saying that we are nowhere close to getting married or making such big decisions, and that we have no way of knowing what the future holds, hence we have no reason to have that discussion right now. 2. He said since I'm only 27, he can't take me too seriously when I say this. He feels that he would be able to convince me to have kids in the future. When I asked him why he would even attempt to convince someone who clearly does not want to be a mother, he was offended by that question. Oh my God.
Okay.
3. He said that if children are not in the cards, he would not be interested in getting married either, because the core purpose of a marriage is to start a family together. He feels we can just be boyfriend and girlfriend for the rest of our lives in that case. 4. When I asked him what he would do if I was never convinced to have kids, he said he would just have to live with it and sacrifice that desire because he loves me and can't imagine a life with anyone else. I really don't want to be with someone who has to settle for a life with me and potentially resent me for not wanting to be a mother. I don't know how to approach this. Any advice?
Okay, let me get this straight. He's dreaming of 2 kids.
Yes.
She doesn't want kids.
Yes.
He is utterly disregarding her desires,
Right.
but is willing to stay with her forever anyway, even if she doesn't want kids.
But he won't marry her.
But he won't marry her.
So they'll just be boyfriend and girlfriend forever.
Yeah, that's not a recipe for long-term resentment at all.
No, they don't need to be together. When she expressed that she's made the decision that she is going to be child-free, and he said, well, I dream of a future where I want 2 children, that is where you part ways.
That's mismatched priorities.
Right. When it comes to having children, it's 2 yeses or nothing at all. A yes and a no is a no.
And I don't like this infantilization of her either. At age 27, a grown-ass woman, well, you don't know what you
don't know
want
what you
yet.
want.
Oh, it's cute that you don't want kids now,
But I
when
can
you're
convince
grown
you.
up and grown up and grown up, you'll love them. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, they don't need to be together. Look, if he wants kids, that's fine. Then he needs to find someone who is aligned with what he wants.
Yeah,
And
if she
this isn't it.
If she wants to keep getting badgered about kids for the rest of her life, then she should stay with him. Otherwise, she should take the more peaceful route, find somebody more aligned with her own values and priorities.
Right. And there's plenty of people out there who they don't want to have children, but they want marriage.
What I will say is there are a ton of women out there who would love to have kids, and if that really is his dream, why not go achieve that dream? Why keep your hooks in this poor woman who doesn't want what you want?
Right. He's fine to just burn up the rest of her life.
That's insane to me. Not as insane as the first letter.
No, nothing
but
is
quite
as
mad
insane as
nonetheless.
that. These 2 don't need to be together. This should have been the end of the relationship right there. And hopefully she will walk away from this, realizing that they are at an impasse.
Yep. Last letter. Now, this one is a sad situation, but I think it's a really common situation among high school age dating, first-time relationships. The waters are uncharted. They don't know what they're doing, really. and this can really smack you for a loop. So let's get into it. r/relationships, username Candle Long Jumping 107. Can I, 16 male, leave my 16 female girlfriend? Okay, first of all, before we even read the letter, the answer to that question is always yes. My girlfriend and I have been together for just about 8 months and go to the same school. However, she has depression and it gets bad in winter. She struggled with self-harm in the past and almost attempted recently. I feel myself drawing away from her and I don't think it's fair to break up, but I see no other choice. She really loves me, but I don't know if I can handle this. I worry something bad will happen if we split though, because I think I'm keeping her together. Selfish sounding, I know. Should I stick it out or end it? TLDR, I think I want to break up with my girlfriend, but I don't know what she'll do to herself if I do.
That's sad.
That's a rough situation to place on any 16-year-old. I'm sorry that his girlfriend is going through that, and I think this goes for relationships of any age. If someone is threatening self-harm, it's not your responsibility to keep them safe. That is not, I don't want to say it's not your problem because that sounds callous. Their well-being is not your responsibility, especially if you've only been dating for 8 months. You're not related. You're not family. So do not be held hostage. As often as not, this is a manipulation tactic to keep someone in a relationship that they don't want to be in. What I would do if I were you is tell her you feel for her. You cannot continue this relationship. If you really think she's serious about self-harm, tell her parents. Hopefully they can get her the help she needs.
You are never under any moral obligation to stay in a relationship that you don't want to be in. And I really feel for this guy. He needs to talk to his parents. That's the first thing he needs to do.
Don't keep it to yourself.
Absolutely. It probably would be good for his parents to have a conversation with her parents. They're just 16. They're so young. But no, he should not feel obligated to stay in this relationship because he feels like he's holding her together. That's not sustainable. That is absolutely not sustainable.
Yeah, and also, you're in high school, man. It's supposed to be a fun time. You're not supposed to have this heavier responsibility on your head. I know some people do have it. Situations are different. But in this case, you don't have to go on this ride with her. I feel bad for her, like I said, that she's going through all this. Again, I hope she gets the help she needs. But you need to unburden yourself. You'll be a lot happier. Life will be easier. Life will be better. Hopefully everybody, has a happy ending. But yeah, that's a tough one.
Right.
I will say, this is I don't want to say a good lesson because it is kind of a tragic situation, but it's a valuable lesson to learn as early as possible when you could possibly be manipulated, when you're being held against your will.
Right.
It's good that he feels himself drawing away. It's good that he is asking people about what he should do, because it's easy to just hunker down and stay the course and stay tethered to this person until you're both miserable.
Right. And if someone is making threats or insinuating that they are going to unalive themselves, you have to get outside intervention.
Especially at this age.
Right.
Yeah.
At any age.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying these are grown-up problems and you are children.
Right. He's not equipped to deal with this. She's not equipped to deal with this.
No. We wish you both the best, but you are absolutely correct in wanting to get out of this particular relationship. Do so, move on with our blessing. I think that wraps it up for this edition. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. We got links on the next page if you want to follow us on socials. And bye.
I won't say you're perfect. We all know you're